Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining me for a few minutes. This is a continuation of my sneak peek into my money project. So, how did I get to this project? I was looking at what I thought, what people think is the most important thing. And that covers a wide spectrum. But looking at what people do, I saw that most people seem to think that money is the most important thing. Money is the most important thing. Not that it ultimately is, but that's how we act. Now, as I've mentioned in a previous sneak peek, we are in a very challenging point of transition, a period of transition. We are going through some growing pains, if you will, a period of transition. Historically, we go through what has been termed the debt cycle, or what I call the power cycle, repeatedly, where power concentrates, and then we have a violent exchange that then dissipates the power, and we start all over again. We're at that point of transition right now. Money seems to be right at that leverage point, and people are after money. We covet money so that we can have all the things we want in life. So this is what has led me to this project about money. I believe we can actually break the cycle. I've asked that question before. Can we break this cycle? It is a historical cycle that has gone for as long as we have records of human civilization. We repeatedly concentrate power, and then we have a violent end to that concentration of power, and we start all over again. Then we go through the cycle again. We have prosperity, which ultimately results in the concentration of power. That concentration of power ends up collapsing by abuse of power. And then we have another restart, a reset. Can we break the cycle? Now, I personally believe we can, but we have to do it in a deliberate, thoughtful way. We have to enlighten the population as to what's really going on. And that is what this book of money is all about. Now, I have written books before. Money, the New Science of Making It, was my last foray into this world of money. My most recent updated release is one called Explosive Leadership, the 2024 edition about leading. But I've done some fiction books as well, Sheep Herders Wolves, and most recently Capital Crimes. These are fiction. I have in total 11 books out, 9 of them nonfiction, 2 fiction. So people have asked me, in summary, now I'm going through these sneak peeks, if you will, that have elements of the book and talking through those to get your feedback and input. But people have asked me, what's the synopsis or summary of the book? Now, in the book itself, there'll be stories and parables and things like that to help make these points. But I wanted to present to you an overview of what the main points that I'm trying to convey through my book, through my workshops, speaking engagements, the message that I'm trying to convey to people. First point, we, us human beings, we have certain drivers. For some, we're driven by ambition, those go-getters. For others, we're driven by fear of loss. And in aggregate, more people are driven by fear than they are by ambition. So you've got to understand what drives us to move forward. This will come back into play as I move on. Now, the fundamental element of an economy, any economy, and I've mentioned this before, the fundamental element is what people do. Human beings doing productive things. We connect, we collaborate, and we create. We do productive things for each other. That is the foundation of an economy. An economy is what people do. It's not about money at all. It's about people doing productive things, creating products or providing services and sharing those services with other people. An economy is fundamentally, foundationally, only about what people do. Now, when you hear this idea of a society collapsing, we must retain these too big to fail organizations. It is not about the foundation of an economy. It is fundamentally about this power structure. It is about maintaining the existing power structure. And the people in positions of power do not want to shake that up. So it's most important that they retain that power structure. So when they say too big to fail, what that means is too big for us to lose power. Now, so first point is we are driven, but primarily what drives most people is fear. The economy is fundamentally about what people do. People doing productive, constructive things for each other. That is what drives the economy. Now, it spontaneously develops in human society. We use a tool to help facilitate the economy, us doing productive things for one another. That tool we call money. Money facilitates our doing productive things for each other. Money is a bright idea. It's a social construct. It's a social technology. It is a tool to help us do constructive, productive things. But like with any tool, a tool can be used for constructive ends, or a tool can be used for destructive ends. A tool can be used as a weapon. What happens is we start to use money to facilitate our exchange of goods and services. We intellectually, psychologically, we empower money. Because now we say, hey, money can be the tool that will get us anything we want. We forget that it's human beings doing productive, constructive things that create those products and provide those services that are the economy. But instead, we misdirect our focus. We forget what really drives the economy. We think money drives the economy. Money does not drive the economy. Human beings doing productive, constructive things drive the economy. But once we think it's money, we empower money. And now the game changes to be all about getting money. It's not about creating value and exchanging that value, providing services and products and so forth. We lose focus of that. We focus on money. Well, the ambitious and the cunning realize, oh, I've got a tool now that I can use as a weapon. Historically, remember I started with this idea of we always concentrate power. Historically, power has been concentrated through the use of violence, force. Well, we're more civilized than that now. We have a tool that we call money that we have empowered so much it can be used as a weapon to manipulate and control people. So now that most coveted of all things, money, becomes that which we all want, and that's what we're chasing. We lose sight of what drives the real economy. Once we've empowered money, it can be used as a weapon against us, and it can be used as a weapon that then manipulates and controls people, and it starts to concentrate, and this has happened repeatedly. Now, I call it the power cycle, but a lot of historians and financial economists and so forth will refer to it as the debt cycle. The debt cycle, because money becomes the tool that ensnares people and controls people. We've got to be cognizant of that. There are two primary games that I call the money game. The first is the real economy money game. This is the game where we connect, collaborate, and create. We produce products and provide services, things of value to other human beings. We facilitate the exchange of this value using money. That is the first money game, the primary money game, the real economy, Main Street, value creation money game. Now, that money game has a set of rules, and you've got to understand the rules, how that game is played to be successful playing that game. However, once we empower money, we build a new game. That new game overlays the real economy. That is the financial Wall Street power game. The rules in this game are very different than the rules in the real economy value creation money game. So you've got to recognize there are two distinct money games. The key to playing the game well is understanding which version you are playing. That's the first key. Understand which version. Am I playing real economy, value creation, Main Street, Money game, one set of rules. Play by those rules. Learn those rules, develop the skills to be successful. Or am I playing the financial Wall Street money game? It's a different version of the game. It overlays the real economy. It overlays the real economy. The objective in the second game, the first game, is connect, collaborate, create. We increase the pie. We share our abundance and prosper together. In the financial power money game, it's about acquiring assets, acquiring ownership so I can ultimately amass power and control. That is what amassing what everybody wants the money for in this power game. The objective is to get money so I can get assets so that I can ultimately have ownership of things, which then control people. And then I'm in a power position. But that's not the fundamental basis of the real economy. So this is what my book, Winning the Money Game, if you will, I'm tentatively had titled it Follow the Money. I'm leaning more toward winning the money game, but it's going to be an evolution, if you will, as far as the title goes. But the point are those 5 points. One, what drives us? What drives us? And unfortunately, for most of us, fear is that tool. So fear is a driver, which then can be used against us. The real economy is about people doing productive, constructive things for each other, creating value and sharing that value. We create money, which is to help facilitate the real economy, our collaboration and creation, facilitate that exchange. As money, as the network effect takes hold of money, we start to empower money. Once we empower money, we lose sight. We forget about the foundation of the real economy is people doing constructive, productive things. Once we empower money, that tool can be used as a weapon. It's used as a weapon, which is to gain power, control over people. That is what happens in the money game. So the key is recognizing what game am I playing? We are all playing the money game. The question is, are you a player or are you being played? So that is the summary, if you will, of my book, Winning the Money Game, or what I tentatively titled Follow the Money. So more on that. Thanks for taking a few minutes. See, let me know, does that make sense to you? Is that a valuable message to convey? Does it make sense? Is it worthwhile? Please leave me a comment, send me a note. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.